Welcome to World History Notes, where I read from the book I wrote to teach homeschoolers entitled The Bible Believer Looks at World History, which you can purchase on Lulu.com, Amazon.com, or the Bible Baptist Bookstore. Or you can just follow me here. We'll start today talking about the empire, the country of Edom and the Hittite Empire. Um, now, the doctrinal applications of Abraham's testing by God in chapter 22 of Genesis, dated around 1871 BC by Archbishop Usher, are not the subject of this study, but different theologians gave Isaac's age as 25 to 35 at the time of his test of Abraham's faithfulness. Sarah, Abraham's wife and Isaac's mother, dies and is buried in Hebron in a cave in a field Abraham purchased from the sons of Heth. Chapter 24 deals with Abraham's servant fetching a bride for Isaac from among his own people, and Genesis 25 reveals Esau selling his birthright to Jacob for a bowl of stew. Esau, aka also known as Edom, plays significant roles in future history as an enemy of Israel, although Esau himself eventually loses his own personal enmity against his brother. Edom, also called Seir, S-E-I-R, is part of the country of Jordan today, that area. In Roman times, it was known as Idumea, the origin of the Herods, puppet rulers of Judea. Its worship of the spring festival of Ishtar is believed to be the reasoning for the King James translator's controversial translation in Acts 12:4 by some. Edom, meaning red, and taken from the red pottage he bargained his birthright away for, used red in its banners as Idumea, and was characterized by a particularly bloody reign over Judea. One of the principal wonders of the area of Edom is the rock city of Petra, which figured into the movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It wasn't built until much later in history, presumably around the 6th century BC, by Nabatean Arabs, but I thought I would mention it here as a nail to hang your memory of Edom upon, as this area has a significant role to play in end-time prophecy, according to many Bible commentators. Now, I want to talk about the Hittite Empire mentioned in the Table of Nations referenced earlier. Most of traditional or non-biblical scholars' information about the Hittites comes from thousands of clay tablets excavated from their capital, Atusas. The Dictionary of the Ancient Near East claims that their power finally ended around 1200 BC. However, Snell, in Life in the Ancient Near East, states that the texts that the knowledge about the Hittites is based on are hard to date, and therefore one would conclude that any absolute dating by traditional historians is unsure. Durant claims that the Egyptians of this period mentioned importing iron from the Hittites. He states that they had spread their influence from south of the Black Sea to the area of Babylon. This would be around the time of Abraham's journeys. Abraham buries Sarah and is buried by Isaac and Ishmael on a plot of land he purchased from a Hittite. Genesis 26 opens up with Isaac repeating his father's behavior during a famine. Only this time, the place of refuge is not Egypt, but the land of the Philistines. While God's promise to Abram is repeated here to Isaac, things look pretty bleak for a couple for whom it was hoped back in chapter 24:60 would produce billions of descendants. Now, next, we're going to talk about the Philistines, and I thank you for watching. I enjoy this. I don't know if you do, but I have a good time doing it, and I wish you the best. Talk to you next time.